Okay, this ZoomU tutorial will be based on the FZ Business Card program in regards to creating cards for accounts that you have secured that require a template-based card with information that can be changed on it, such as person's name, contact information. So when you think about the marketing behind this, you think about offices that have a standardized card but have multiple people that would use that standardized card, such as car dealerships, doctor's offices, real estate offices, insurance agencies, hotels, items like that, hospitals. So you think kind of outside the category box of printing for a single person and think about corporate type printing aspects. You'll be surprised at how much of that is done on a local level. And you think that, oh, well, the Nissan dealership, the Ford dealership, they get those from a big conglomerate. They don't. They get them all locally printed because each Ford dealership can design its own business cards. When we were running print facilities, here at PhotoZoomer, we printed for about 7 different dealerships, and what they loved was the aspect of that they could design a card, and a sales rep that they had just hired or a person they just hired could drive over and pick up some cards within a matter of an hour or so, and not have cards with handwritten names and information on it. So it was a more professional layout for them, and they loved the quick turnaround, they loved the cost structure, and they just loved the flexibility of what we were able to accomplish. So let's kind of jump into this. We don't want to make this too long of a walk through, but we want to make sure we get all the information. So there's a couple of different steps that you have to take when you get into this. So we're just going to jump into use a template, and when I'm in here, I'll just kind of explain each one of those. So first off, you're going to deal with if they do not have the layout that they want to use, and they're just giving you the graphics to do so. You need to make sure that you have a graphic with a transparent background, such as a PNG file, which stands for Portable Network Graphic. All the dealerships or insurance agents all have access to their logos. Back when we had the national account with Allstate, the problem we had was consistency in regards to color production, with each store having different copiers, and so we kind of couldn't launch that from a national standpoint to get Allstate to line into that. So again, some of the consistency is more localized to what you'll be looking at. So you're going to click on blank, and you're going to have this blank basically layout here to deal with. So if they have a particular background color that they're using, or if they have a logo that they're using as their background, you need to have that information to proceed, or have them do the generic layout where that information can be added. And I'm going to show you how to do this where you're in the store doing this. I'm going to also show you how you're going to be able to do this with the FZ Web to Print, which is going to be a unique aspect of this. It does put the onus of the adding the information on the, let's say, car dealership. We'll just stick with that because that's what we're going to be dealing with here. But what it's going to do is it would give them the opportunity to put the information on there that they want as well. Okay, so let's just jump right into this. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. If they want a background color on the card, they can do so. We're not going for extra pretty here, okay, in regards to the layout, because this is just really kind of a generic layout to show you how this is done. So I'm going to turn the background to this a light gray. Now I have a logo here, so I'm going to go down here to my image on the lower right hand side, click image, going to add a photo. I actually have it in my drop folder, and some of you may recognize this gentleman right here, Mr. Henry Heller. But then we're going to jump into where we put the Nissan logo on here. Now I can then take this logo and move it wherever I want it to, just like you would on any business card where you added an image. And I can size it down or up based on how they want it to look or the size that they want it to be on the card. So you do need some general design information from your client, so you know how to lay out the template for them, and you're going to save that hard template base. And that way you can then share that hard template base. You can have it with inside your drop folder. You could share it by emailing it to the customer and then showing them how to add it to your web to print and change the information, which I will walk you through all those steps. Okay, so now we have the logo on there. So now we need to add some text information that's not going to change, such as the location's address, city, maybe the standard phone number, items like that. Okay, so we're just going to type in here some simple information. As everybody knows, just like that, I can't type for anything while I'm talking, so we will get this correct, right? Go from here. Come in here now. Let's say I don't like the font color. I don't like the font size. I want a different font. I can come in here and I can change the font size. I can come in here and change the font color. So we're going to make this a solid black. Okay. Come back in here and go to the font, and I'm going to take this down to a size 15. Okay, come down here, grab that text, place it where I want it to be on the card. Okay, once that is done, I can then go back in there and add another line of text, so I can then type in where we are in regards to the address and all that. So we're going to come in here, we'll type Henderson, Nevada. It's easier for me to say it while I type it. Okay, so we're going to come in here, grab this line. Let me grab it and move it down here so you can see it, because you've got another new line up here as well, because I clicked on it multiple times. So we're going to come in here, we're going to change the color back here to black just like the other one, and I'm going to come in here, tell it the font is number 15 size. Okay, and come over here and place it where I want it to be. Now let's say I wanted to, on this line here, I wanted to put the phone number there for the dealership. Okay, I could put 702-485-4421. Okay, again, choose the color. Okay, and they come in here, choose the font size, reduce it down to the same size. So I can add as many lines as I want. It just stacks them on here, and then I can just basically move them where I position where I want them to be. Okay, let's say I don't want that line at all on here. I simply just highlight the line there and delete it, and it's no longer on my card. So now I have the base card. I have exactly what I'm looking for in regards to the base card. There may be a website down here. There could be any information that they want on this actual card from that standpoint. Okay. Now let's talk about the secondary aspect, the double-sided card. The majority of your cards for businesses are single-sided. However, there'll be certain aspects where you do double-sided. If you think about a salon, a hair salon, nail salon, where they're setting up appointments, you may want to put an appointment template on the background of that. Most of your automobile dealerships, your insurance agents, things like that, they're single cards. Some insurance agents I know put a calendar on the back. So it may vary, but you can use the template layout in regards to that section in there, just like you have in your PhotoZoomer system. Okay, when it comes to the card ordering, this is again done in the store. Okay, the customer, typically your professional business cards are your 14 point, 16 point, your more high volume, lower necessarily quality cards are done in your standard 110, 120 pound, 130 pound type card stock. Mainly lawn care people, a lot of service industry people that go through an enormous amount of cards that aren't so much worried about how thick the card is, so much as that just the volume of the card. So that varies by location and person. Okay, coming here, we're going to put some information here. We're going to get done here. Now, that's a standard business card. You've all done this through your program before. So now let's get into the aspect of how you then share that template, utilize that template, and showcase that template. Okay. So what I have done at this point is I've opened up my orders folder. This is my business card order folder, and you can see that this is the order that I just created. Basically, I go by the date modified and timestamp to see what job that I'm working on. And I keep mine cleared out. I move them to a secondary folder. So what you're going to need to do is that you're going to be looking at this card front, this JPEG card front here. Basically, all you're going to do is just double click on it and open it up, and this is your baseline template. This shows you the base of what we created. Okay. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take that card and you're going to copy it. So don't move it. You want to right click on the item, come down to copy. You can't see that. Let me scroll up here. So when I right click on it, you can see the copy down here. Still can't see it. It's outside the recording screen. Give me 1 second to get this into the recording screen here. Right click and go to copy. And then basically you want to go into your drop folder and you want to place it in your drop folder. Okay, so you can either do Control V or you can right click and paste on it. So now you see that my card front is in my drop folder. Okay, so I'm going to go away from this file here and reopen the business card program. So let's say you're filling in the contact information for that dealership. Okay, let's just say that they've emailed you the person's name, phone number, email address. You're still going to go in here and use the blank template. So again, you're going to choose the same blank that you did before. This time, however, when you go to image and you go to add folder or add image, you're going to scroll through here and you're going to see that your layout is in here. You're then going to place that layout on here and tell it to expand, and you're going to see that it's the exact layout that you want. Now again, I can go in here and go add text, and I can add the name of the salesperson. Okay, and I can change the font to, or the color to black, like to match the rest of it. I can tell the font to be whatever size I want. So my name, I may want larger on that card. It depends on how they want that layout to be. And I can go in and add my cell phone, my email address, all of my contact information. Okay, so I can continue to just sit there and add lines, but don't want to drag this out. So I can then save that and again add what information I want to. And again, now that this is my card, this is creating a new design for Eric Stedham using the master template. I would then hit done. Let's say Eric Stedham wanted something on the back of his card and Nissan dealership allowed for it and they were going to pay for it. You would click yes and add with the information on the back. But typically you're going to see the same standard card for each company. So if Nissan dealership has that, everybody in the dealership has the same card layout. We were dealing with a Ford dealership in South Carolina that carried another line. They had the Ford truck line, and then they had the commercial line. So we had 3 different layouts, from the car dealership part of it to the truck dealership part of it to the commercial dealership part of it. So we had 3 templates. So they just notified us which template to use as the background based on what that salesperson or service person or entity was dealing with. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to choose no. They want 500 14-point card with UV coating. Now, again, here's the difference of what you can do. Obviously, you can't produce 14-point UV coated cards in-house. However, you can give them 30 to 40 cards, which is 3 or 4 sheets through your copier, trimmed and cut and ready, so that sales rep or that representative in the service department has a printed business card within 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how fast you want to turn it around for your client. 30 minutes to an hour, they have a printed business card that they can send them over in one of their demo vehicles to pick them up, and they're ready to rock and roll until you get the other cards produced. That's the differentiator between you and anybody else in your area. FedEx Office, Minuteman Press, Signs by Tomorrow, anybody that's offering print solutions from a commercial standpoint. Anybody from that standpoint. Now, I mentioned some of the other ones that even though you're a partner of ours, I'm just saying from the turnaround standpoint, this is some of the things that we can do that benefit you as a PhotoZoomer user beyond anyone else and what they can accomplish. Okay? Hit continue, you're getting the same information as you had prior to. You'd hit continue from this way and then hit done. So now I'm going to reopen my folder here, and you'll notice now I have a new job. And when I open up that job and I open up the image of that, this now has Eric Stedham's card. If I go back to the other folder that I had created the MasterCard from, that MasterCard is still there with 0 edits to it. It's not been changed. So the MasterCard is there in its own folder. When I bring it in and use it, I'm writing it as a new layout. Okay? So now we're getting ready to jump into the fun part of it. You can email that template to the customer if you would like. If you're using the FZ Web to Print version, and I'm going to show you now how you can process, or how your customer can create the card now that you've created the template. They can then go in and use your FZ Web to Print to create that card to submit directly to you. Same process. Let's say they needed 20 or 30 cards to get the guy through till you get the UV coated cards. It's the same print process for you from that standpoint, but that's the flexibility you're going to bring to the table. So sit tight real quick while I launch the other window. Okay, so if you have the FZ Web to Print solution turned on, we're so excited about this. This is just opening up so many opportunities for stores to go after accounts. As you know, the shipping business mechanism has changed. Print is the differentiator in regards to additional revenue streams at high margins and all that. So won't get into all that. That's a whole nother class. Again, click on the business card layout. You're going to choose create your own design. This is your client. So this is the car dealership. This is the HR person or administrative person that's going to create the card for that person. And you've already emailed that template to them. So watch this. This is pretty fancy. Hit select here. We're going to come in here and it says click and drag your items or your files here. So I can click here. Okay. I'm actually going to go into my drop folder up here. Okay. I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to grab that template that I had in here, and I'm going to go open. And now I've got my template layout. It's done just like I had before. Okay, your red line is your cut line, your blue line is your safety line, and all this different stuff. Okay, now I can come in here and go add or modify text. I want to add text, and I just type in that salesperson's name, okay, place it where I want it to be, and make it the size that I want it to be by just dragging it around, placing it up on the card. Okay, I can then come in here and add another line of text, add text, put in my phone number, 23. That's not my real number. Okay, got my cell phone number in here, got it the size that I want it to be. Again, you can see the flexibility. I could line it up. Now here's one of the cool things. If I want to line those lines of text up online, I simply just grab them, move them, and align them however I want to align them to they're perfectly aligned from that standpoint. Again, the flexibility of what we're bringing to the table from your in-house solution to your in-store solution is completely separate. Again, I can do them individually. I can grab them together. I can sit there, let's say they're this far apart, just grab them and say, okay, here, align them to the right, and I can space them out the way I want to, and then I can move them collectively together as well. Again, the flexibility of what you do. Now they walk through the regular sales process. They hit done here, okay? Do you want to create a two-sided card? No. And they come in here, choose what they want to print. This mirrors exactly what you have in your store. Remember, what you're offering in the store will be available to your customers online. They want 14 point, they want 500 cards, and they want coding on the front. Put in all the contact information. Thank goodness I've already got all that typed in here, because that would bore you to death. It's going to give them a sample of the card, and they hit place order. Okay, once they hit place order, you're going to get an email that you've got a new card order. They're going to get an emailed receipt back to them for the card order, so that HR person or that administrative person actually has record that they've ordered that card. You then make contact and say, hey, and again, let's kind of go down the realm of the instant access. Hey, just have Eric swing by in about 30 minutes, and I can have 40 cards for him, our standard agreement, what we have with the dealership. I'll have his 40 cards ready for him, and then we'll have the other 500 ready for him in a couple of days, just like we always do. They love that stuff because now they look professional from day one from an instant aspect of things. And from the sales perspective, it gives you so many more options to go into commercial accounts. And again, don't limit yourself to just some of the ones that I've mentioned. I've just mentioned a few in regards to the car dealerships, real estates, hotels, realtor offices, hotels, hospitals, doctor's offices. You think of anyone that has multiple people working at it, which every business does, even Best Buy. Best Buy has, how many associates, and every associate has their own business card. A majority of associates have their own business cards. So again, think outside the box of what you're doing. You think of movie theaters, event spaces, all those different entities use a generic card layout or template layout, and now you have the flexibility of doing it in the store or doing it online. Something that no one else can offer their customers in regards to the consistency and the ease of aspect, because now everyone has the same card and they don't have to worry about the turnaround time. They don't have to worry about someone going rogue and creating their own design and using something that's not approved. They have brand consistency and they have continuity in regards to the look and feel of the card as well. So I hope you found this educational. I hope this answers any questions you have in regards to how to create a template-based layout for commercial type accounts.